telling you to accumulate crypto. We told you which ones to accumulate, and we told you why. Now the price is going up, everybody's making money. You could have had these tips and you could have learned how to make money in a very easy way, in a very simple system for $49 a month. But you didn't sign up because you thought you were too smart. You're an arrogant idiot who thought $49 a month is not worth the investment. Instead, you're gonna save your money and now you're gonna lose out on thousands because you're a dummy. You know what? You're never going to work it out by yourself. You need people around you. You need perspicacity, which is amplified by your network. You need people who know more than you do. You need teachers. You need people to work beside to motivate you. We're living in a transitional period where the matrix is broken. You can start off at the absolute bottom echelon and you can end up at the highest echelons of masculine capability like I have. All you have to do is genuinely try for once in your life. When I meet somebody who's my age, who is still poor, I know it is their fault. They have some kind of personality defect. There's something wrong with them. They don't have any motivation, or they're depressed, or they tried to do it by themselves because they're an arrogant idiot. I don't do anything by myself. I do everything with my team. I have a team of 110 people who work for me. I have my closest advisors. I have the war room with 4,000 people in it. I have Hustles University with all of the professors, 18 of them. I talk to them all day, every day. Every single time I'm making billions of dollars, I do it with other people. I don't do anything by myself. Every single thing I do and all the money I make is done with other people on my team. And you, Mr. Nobody, with no friends, thinks you're gonna pull off better than us? You're gonna be destroyed for the rest of human time. Anyway, off for lunch.
GM, everybody, how y'all doing? It's your man, Professor Adam, and as you may see, I have a new setup with my streaming setup, all the overlays and everything. Hopefully it all works correctly. I don't know if the audio is going to come through all right. If you can hear me, let me know. I'm pretty sure it's all set up correctly, but just in case it isn't, I mean, it looks all right to me, so should be good. So, if this is your first ever crypto investing analysis, then welcome. Today, what we're going to be doing, as we do every single day, is go through the analysis and the data that I think is relevant for today, and it's all going to be covered within the context of the investing systems I've already designed. So this is like the seasoning in the meal. This isn't the foundation of the meal. If you haven't done your lessons, if you haven't passed the masterclass, it's unlikely you'll get the full value out of these daily analysis videos. However, if you are an advanced student and you have taken this activity seriously, you will probably get a lot out of these videos because you will be able to see what's important to me. So because we have a live stream today, fantastic, good audio. Because we have a live stream today, I'll go through all of the analysis as I usually do, and then afterwards I will take some questions from the audience. And yeah, we'll have a bit of a discussion about what's relevant. And of course, what is relevant today is the market. So first things first, what a amazing pump we have here. Very, very happy about this. 2 days in a row, we've had a pretty amazing series of pumps there, up 5.5%, which is fantastic. Also convenient that it's happened exactly within the green zone, which I've had there since, I forget how long I've had this there, but it's been there for a very long time. Now, today, something is missing, which is the TPI. The TPI, I've updated, but I just forgot to post. So the TPI, I believe, was at 0.15 yesterday. Today, it's increased significantly to like 0.03 or 0.04. There is a very extreme positive rate of change. So if we go into the TPI section, I'll just straight up show you. The medium-term TPI for today is actually somewhere over here. It's a very, very strong rate of change, as you would expect. So very good news. Obviously, it's fantastic news. So that is the context at which we are working in. We're in a liquidity uptrend with a positive medium-term TPI. And first things first, let's get on to the lead-off morning notes. So we have a new one for today and more green. I haven't read through this yet, so we'll be reading through this one together. China's inflation data screams more stimulus, please, plus favorable liquidity signals from the US Treasury and the Bank of Japan. I don't know what's going on there, but it's good. January CPI and PPI data out of China underscore the increasing sense of urgency being demonstrated by officials in Beijing and support our call for front-loaded policy support here in calendar 2024. That front-loaded policy support is a contributing factor to the uptrend in global liquidity that our macro weather model signaled in real time in mid-November. Elsewhere, yesterday's blah, blah, blah. Yes, whatever. Lastly, Bank of Japan's deputy governor said he does not expect the central bank to raise rates continuously or rapidly ending, or rapidly after ending. I think that's almost zero interest rate policy. Right. So, as we have argued in our research, since urging Team 42 to liquidate China and related exposures last February, the mainland Chinese economy risks a lost decade without significant structural reforms. While it's unlikely the policy will, what is the CPC? I forget what that stands for, will pursue such reforms. We do expect them to continue supplying investor-friendly, counter-cyclical policies over the medium term, which is good for us as well. That is supportive of the current Goldilocks market regime. And the Treasury auction signal and Bank of Japan forward guidance positive for global fixed income at the margins and the perspective of lower volatility. So all fantastic, and we still have our, still have the hat trick in the discretionary signals, which is long, long, and long on all the bases that support Bitcoin. And if there's any nuance in here, he is concerned that there is too much risk taking in stocks over the short term, which I suppose I would agree with. However, the global liquidity tends to support asset prices, so maybe it's a short term correction at most. But you can see here with the VAMs, as I covered yesterday, we didn't have the full update, but it is likely towards the top end of its range. Looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're quite high, and they can break to the upside. But it's worth just tempering your expectations in the very short term. Perhaps it can go like that, and it will consolidate for a little bit as it hits the top of that imaginary range before the range can blow out and allow it to go a little bit higher. So you have to always be remembering the dimension of time and how the time dimension plays into your expectations for how price will move. Because nothing can go in a straight line. Nothing will go instantly up to this value, and nothing will go instantly down to this value. I mean, often liquidations do happen in a single candle or two, but even then they require time, even if they're incredibly bad. So always be very careful with how long you expect things to play out, as well as what the magnitude is. I suppose that should be obvious, but then again, there's a lot of obvious things. There's a lot of things that are obvious to me that don't seem obvious to other people. I suppose that is the reason why I'm here talking to you all and not somebody else. So, nothing's changed with the global liquidity models, which is fantastic as always. I just love to see that every single day. Even if it doesn't change, it makes me feel very good, and it makes me excited about the future because, of course, liquidity is the main driver. It doesn't look like there's any changes here, no highlighted expectation changes. A little more nuance to what he was talking about with China, it looks like here. I think he's already covered all of the main points in the executive summary, so we'll just go past that. Deflation, remember, is normally it's bad for growth assets or assets that are linked fundamentally to the economy, but deflation can be good in the sense that if deflation does happen in the real economy and it affects their stocks, they will be more likely to print money, which will enter global liquidity, which will help cryptocurrencies, and they may not be as negatively affected by Chinese domestic deflation, but it is stimulatory over a longer period of time, which of course crypto will sniff out in advance because it is going to be very sensitive to changes in central bank behaviors. Chinese front-loading stimulus is supportive of risk assets, especially commodities. Excellent. Chinese balance sheet is mooning, which is good. Accelerated monetary easing. Yep, positive Chinese liquidity. All asset markets are linked to global liquidity, and that is what it is. Okay, so we've covered that. Now we'll move through the regular data and see if there's anything new or interesting in here that we need to look at. Exchange risk monitor, fine. Valuation starting to creep up again, but it's nowhere near any periods where I'd say it's worthwhile being concerned about. ETF net flows still continuing to march upwards. I love to see it. What do we have? AVIV, yeah, okay, so full cycle indicators, no. again, this one here is getting very close. We'll keep an eye on that one. No new signals there. No new signals there. And the gradient continues to decline. Okay, so the crypto quant dashboard. We'll see if there's anything interesting here to look at. Nothing new for those full cycle indicators. Moving downwards towards more granular indicators. This one here is interesting. Actually, see how that has declined, even from such a low level. It's a very long way away from where you would consider the cycle peak to be. Those look fine to me. Inter-exchange flow pulse, which is a recent favorite of mine. You can see that there's a clear divergence between price and the relationship here, which is implying a bearish environment. This may still consolidate for a time before moving upwards. I'm fully allocated, but I'm just being abundantly cautious just to make sure that my expectations aren't too moon boyish, because as I've covered in previous streams, it's easy for me to say that I think the relative fair gap for liquidity is like somewhere, like BTC prices belong somewhere up here at current levels of liquidity. But how it actually reaches that point, how does it reach that value over what period of time? Does it immediately go up and resolve that invisible liquidity gap, or is it something like this, that the inter-exchange flow pulse, it requires more consolidation until that metric can flip long, and then you have the resolution of it versus all the other fundamental drivers that we're looking at. So I know it's a bit of a word salad, but it's always in my brain. I'm trying to consolidate all this information and make sense of it all, because you can be deluded into thinking that only one thing can be right at any one point, but perhaps everything is right all the time, and it's just varying degrees of time over which that they're trying to resolve themselves. And you have to bucket the short-term things and the medium-term things and the long-term things. And they could potentially all be true, but they're resolving over different time horizons. So you can't get niched too far down into a single indicator and be like, well, this one thing is going to be right with 100% accuracy, and it can never be wrong. Well, maybe it will be wrong over a certain time period, but then it becomes correct over a different time period. So never forget this. No new signals from anything here. The SOPR is continuing up. New money is rising, but not at a level that I would consider to be worthwhile watching. I wouldn't be concerned about new money until it was significantly higher. You may see that if prices go just above all-time highs, that new money will be at a bit of a dangerous ratio, but we're not quite there yet. Because as I've previously said, with this metric, and I'll blow it up just so you can have a bit of a better view, numbers around 10 in either direction are the warning signs that I would want to look at, or maybe 7. But 1.4, that's nowhere near risky enough to pay attention to yet. I don't think that there's need for concern. So 5, 7, 10. 5, 7, 10 in either direction. Those are the numbers that I want to be looking at. 1.39 is nowhere near those. And my platform's broken. Right. One of my favorites, short-term realized profit and loss. And look at that. We may get the moving average crossover sooner than we expect. That's beautiful. I wouldn't be surprised if that came down a little bit before coming back up again. Be patient. Moving onwards. No new signals from... We still have the volatility signal. Cool. Yep. And the binary CDD from yesterday that I said could potentially indicate that our current zone here is in fact the bottom of a larger leg up, which resolves that liquidity gap that I've been speaking about. As insane as it sounds after this run up here, I believe that that could be the context of the circumstances that we're in. Is this an expansion yet? I wonder if you guys can see that behind my head. Yes, you can. Okay. Okay, but the Capriol indexes are still in slowdown, both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Speculation index and the breadth index look about the same. That looks like it may have gone up a little bit, which kind of makes sense upon my subjective judgment. I looked over some of the altcoins that I was holding, and a lot of them have gone up, or a lot of the altcoin market is starting to see some strength again. I think that that is part of this here, and I'm inclined to think that that is actually just a higher low in this breadth measurement, and that's an indication of that sentiment. And it'll probably stay elevated up until the halving, at which point it will be a sell the news event. Maybe. It seems to be the sell the news into the halving seems to be the consensus bet now, which bothers me. Nothing new there. I should move those full cycle valuation indicators probably a little closer towards the beginning of the analysis. That one too, and that one. And I don't think Google Trends updates more than once a week, so it's good. Nothing has changed there. Let's have a look at Quiver Quant. See if I can make sense of any of these. Okay, so sentiment has declined a little bit on Bitcoin. People may be selling the top already. They must think that this is the top of the rally. Otherwise, why would sentiment be coming down so much? So that is actually potentially indicative of higher prices. When we open up the liquidation maps, if I'm going to put my balls on the line and make a prediction before I open up those tabs, is we're going to have higher liquidations to the upside rather than the downside. I bet there's going to be people shorting this. I bet there's going to be people shorting this right here, which of course will cause a melt up rather than a meltdown. Decent Trader Liquidation Maps is slightly supportive of this, although the strength isn't really what you would call massive by any stretch of the imagination. Might just refresh that. Nope, I was wrong. More liquidations to the downside on Bitcoin. And let's have a look at Ethereum. It appears I've broken CoinGlass. Okay, so more signs of the downside. So you may see more volatility, a little bit of a reversion. Just be aware of that. Potential volatility. Nothing really new there either. That website's still broken, and breadth is declining. So, looking at the charts, what is all of that data kind of telling me, and what are my expectations? Again, I'm not going to make a large adjustment away from my base expectation that there is the valuation of cryptocurrencies relative to the liquidity that we have available to us. The gap is still significantly higher than where we are right here. So that's the resolution that I expect over time, and how that is going to play out with the halving and future prices and everything like this, especially with China liquidity starting to enter the market. It's very, very supportive. So I'm very bullish. And I don't think over the medium or long term there's anything that would really convince me otherwise. I mean, the medium-term TPI is now finally long again, and I think there's a high chance that it will stay in that state. Even if there was some sort of consolidation, price is now high enough that I believe that medium-term TPI would stay in a positive state. So what about other things? What else do we have? The liquidity proxy it's up a little bit. ETH BTC ratio, chilling there. According to my systems, it's still long ETH marginally, which is kind of surprising given what this price action looks like. I've made some heavy modifications to the ETH BTC ratio system over the last couple of weeks to more accurately detect things like this and this, and more aggressively filter out large consolidating and choppy periods like this to try and eliminate as much noise as possible. And even despite doing all of that work, it still says on basis of all the different metrics that I have in this ratio analysis that this is still actually long, despite its position here, which is kind of looking a bit weird and precarious. But I trust the systems because I trust the components that I put into it. I try and make the inputs as high quality as I possibly can get. And Solana, I believe, is long on my preferred measurements, and it will probably remain so, especially if breadth is low. However, I don't have any Solana per se, but I do have Solana meme coin exposure, as the investing masters will be aware, because they hold all the same fucking meme coins that I do. So yeah, if people are ever asking me like, hey Adam, what do you think of Solana? I am bullish on Solana, and I am bullish more so on the memes on Solana. Of course, I'm not going to tell you exactly what memes I am in, but if Solana is the fucking casino, and the only point of a casino is to accumulate more Bitcoin, then I'm not really going to be looking at anything else on Solana other than the biggest potential fucking casino that I can get my hands on. And that's always going to be meme coins. People are going to meme things into existence. So if there's a popular meme and it's outperforming, it's probably going to be the base meme of that chain for the duration of the bull run. Because it's like the Lindy effect, or it's just I don't know. It's familiarity. People that are more familiar with memes, the more success it has, the more it perpetuates itself. And things like base as well. And you know these fucking. I mean, even Ethereum, right? Like I have meme exposure on Ethereum, Solana, and Base. Base doesn't have a token yet, but I'm assuming it'll have something. Anyway, what else do we... the Sol ETH ratio is probably worth looking at. Just do a very rough look. I mean, it looks bullish to me on the... Or is it? Yeah. But, of course, you can perform your own analysis on that. And the more activity that there is on Ethereum, the more people will want to buy infrastructure. That is some TA for you. If anybody screenshots that, I'm going to be mad. Just kidding. All right, so let's get into the chat channels, and you guys can ask me some questions. If you have any ideas or anything you want to discuss, now is your opportunity. Or anything that you think that I have missed. Do you know where I can find information about Andrew Crypto Project? You are, unfortunately, incredibly dumb. Incredibly dumb. I'm sorry to hear about your lack of IQ. I'm sure there's a special school out there for you somewhere. 60% done with the masterclass, hacking away with new free time, but I'm already making money. Thanks, bro. Good work, mate. But remember, it's not up to me. I was just the one that taught you how to manage your portfolio. Higher. Yeah, okay. The US is importing more from Mexico. Yeah, namaste. Good morning. What cologne do you wear? I have a big cologne collection, my friend. So it depends on the circumstance. It depends on the occasion, what I'm going to be doing, who I'm going to be meeting, who's the target audience. I'm very autistic when it comes to my colognes. Did Adam change his box outliner? I'm tripping. No, it's new. GM Adam, what's going to happen to the investing campus when you leave? It'll fucking disappear, cunt. What the fuck do you think is going to happen to it? Mate, it's... The fuck? Mate, what... If you can't make it in the next 2 years while I'm here, then what the fuck have you learnt? Or if you can't be independent and understand what I've taught you during my time here and you can't form your own fucking portfolio, then there's nothing I could have done to save your ass anyway. 2 years should be fucking long enough. GM Prof, I'm about to finish my last year of college. I'm currently 18 and my mother wants me to continue my studies at university. Constantly reminded that because of how our friends' children have gone that route. However, I want to learn to... No, I tell you what, your mum wants the status in her friend group of being able to say, yeah, my son is doing post-grad like your students. She wants you to succeed conventionally and more so that she can brag about you doing conventional other shit. She feels jealous that these other kids are going to university and they're so smart because there's some sort of a strict criteria that you can be measured against. However, I would just want to learn, experience, not sitting in class listening to a teacher who teaches outdated lessons. Well, sorry, mate, you're going to have to sit through classes regardless of what you want to learn. It's just whether or not they're outdated, I suppose. Even my masterclass is already outdated in some respects. Keeping things fresh and up to date is very hard. Also looked down upon by my own mother because I said to her, it's not for me, which gives me some thoughts about going. Do you have any advice for my situation? Well, yeah, no, I don't know, man. It's a complicated situation. Yes, you're going to be pushed by your parents to go to university. I guarantee it. My parents wanted to be proud of me while I was going to university as well. I was smashing all my subjects, getting straight high distinctions, and they were very happy. But at the same time, I also knew that it really wasn't the way that was going to make me rich. But your parents don't understand this. It's not for your parents to know what's best for you in the way of what's going to make you the most money. If you're enterprising, if you're entrepreneurial, you're going to be at a loss because most people aren't like that. They're more concerned for your safety than they are about your success. Yeah, they want to see you succeed, but not really as much as they want to see you do something that is socially acceptable or something that is within the context of what they're familiar with, right? So you, and 18 years old, it's a difficult thing for me to ask you to do, but you need to look within yourself and find the strength to say, well, I understand how the world is, and university is fine. I know that there's a lot of shit you can talk on university. It's okay if you really do want a career in an advanced field, like banking, for example, like I wanted to always work in an investment bank or a hedge fund, then that's what I wanted to do. I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to work in these industries, then I'm going to go to university, which I did. And then I was going to do my chartered financial analyst course after that as well. But I already became rich before I finished my CFA, and I didn't really use anything from university to make the money. I made the money through working a regular job and then doing my own independent analysis and combining that with what I was doing at university to then form systems and an understanding of how the world works so that I could make great investment choices. But really 10% of it was from university, and it was and 80% of that 10% was stats. And the other fucking 10%, or the 20% of the 10% was like finance and economics. It's all still very useful stuff, but you can learn it all without going to university. So ask yourself, do you want a career in a fucking industry that requires a degree? Do you know specifically what job you want, and are you going for it? And is that your plan? Or do you want to be an entrepreneur and live a life of pain and suffering and confusion? I mean, you are very young to get out there and do it by yourself. Like, how much money do you have? Fuck, I'm spending way too much time on this question. Sorry. Cool. We've already loaded our bags. Yeah. Will your SDCA portfolio sell the drawdown after the halving, or is it? No, it's too short of a time frame, bro. We go full cycle here. Hey, do you think the intra-exchange flow pulse can be used as an input for the... Bro, it is! Lapsay, is that the same Lapsay that I've been talking to? Lives in Canada. Adam doing TA? Yeah. When Bunnings Hat Part 2? It's coming. What is the best cash flow strategy, in your opinion, for an attractive woman nowadays and for... What the fuck does that mean? For an attractive woman? What the fuck does that mean? Listen, bro or sis, if you want me to fucking objectify you, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to take the bait. It's a very weird question. I'm not answering it. Yeah. Yeah, I read a little bit about that this morning. Yeah, kind of cool. Not really sure what its use case is. I'm sure that will develop over time. We'll see. I'll keep an eye on it because I'm very interested anytime there's an upgrade to Ethereum. Price reflected in crypto is a 3 to 5 week lag of central bank liquidity or GDP. Fuck, bro, GDP has no influence on well, GDP does have somewhat of an influence on crypto, but like maybe like 5%. Central bank liquidity is 95%. So you wear autistic cologne or you're autistic about your cologne. No, I'm autistic about the cologne. Bro, I've got a collection, man. I've got like 12 or 14 different colognes, and I know exactly what each of them is used for. This is how I live my life. Like, most shit is like this for me. How you need to autism max, right? If you want to live a good life. Maybe not, I don't know. Adam, what do you think about the Bitcoin halving being around the corner in 2 months? Do you think there will be a rally? Why have you not been watching the daily investing analysis videos? What the fuck is wrong with you? Because I've covered this almost every single day for the last fucking 3 months. So unless you start paying attention, you are fucked. Open your fucking eyes and ears and watch your daily investing analysis videos. What a joke. What a joke. You, as an investor, and you're a fucking knight as well. You, man, I swear to God. I don't know why, but Adam kind of reminds me of Jeremy Fragrance. No offense. Fuck. I am a little bit like Jeremy Fragrance, but not that much like him. I don't dress as nicely as him. Caught on 8K. If you come to Dubai, I would like to meet you, Prof. I'm sure you would. And you and everybody else in Dubai that I know. I'm itching to sell a couple of... Sell? The fuck? Sell? Mate, you're a disgrace. There's a joke about this. I'm probably gonna butcher it, but it's something like, I'm gonna adapt it. Holding ENS domain names is a lot like your wife cheating on you. She's probably gonna leave you for another guy that can hold out for a lot longer or some shit, like before coming, like during sex or some shit like this. It's way too early. Like the fucking bull market has barely begun. If you're the type of dude that's gonna blow your load before the end of the market, and it's like, and then be like, oh well, it's gone up a lot higher now. Can I rebuy back in? Like you are the epitome of the failure mindset. Sell early, but rebuy your bags higher. Typical NPC pattern of behavior. You're just the personification of that right now. How old am I? Yes, it will be sad when I leave, because then I won't be able to see you ever again, my dear. I'm 34. You would have known that if you watched the fucking interview podcast. So what have you been doing? Theoretically, assuming a perfect SCCA valuation system, would we have zero around the middle? Linear log zero. Yeah. Well, I mean, yes, zero is. I mean, it's close enough within a margin of error that all metrics are kind of saying that there is no value in the market. There is no like valuation score worth looking at. Just got done with the Putin interview, so I know you haven't seen it, but I'm very interested in your reaction to Putin's comments. Yeah, I will be watching it today, for sure. University honestly gives you a lot of time to socialize. I did my degree completely online, so I never met a single other university student in person. And yep. That chat channel is awfully quiet today. All the plebs hibernating. Yeah. Yeah, this is it, mate. You know what it is. You already know what it is. Everybody is going to be... They're not interested when the price is about to go up. When it's too late, everybody is interested. It's the same shit over and over and over again. And it never ends. It's people just constantly buying the top and selling the bottom, or not being in this campus when it is time to build their systems and understand what is driving the market. What have we been doing over the last 2 months, except for analyzing in great detail and poring over the Capital Wars letters, trying to make sure that we understand exactly what's going on so that we can make great choices for the beginning of the new year, especially now that China is printing. All of the people that were coming in here every day already understood this. I was trying to push this on you constantly and say, hey, look, we're at a point in the market where it's unlikely to be a significant decline. And we had the evidence to show that. It was known. And I shortened up the DCA periods in the simple and the SDCA portfolios to 1 week to make sure that you guys captured that. Had anybody followed what I told you to do, you would have probably dollar cost averaged almost the exact bottom of that market and got yourself a fantastic entry. So rejoice. And now it's going to be too late for all the people that come in over the next week or two, after all the meme coins and the shit coins start mooning again, and they're going to be like, hey, Adam, I heard that crypto is going to go up, and you know what's going to happen? The new money score is going to be at fucking plus 15 over the short term. We'll all be selling down like leverage holdings and rotating into different things, and plebs will be coming in trying to load up their portfolios, and it'll happen over and over again until the end of the bull market, and maybe only a fucking small fraction of the students will end up taking away the millions of dollars that they came in here for. I tell you what, the roll list and what this looks like is probably representative of the amount of people that will actually do the correct behaviors. The people who will have the correct behaviors and come away with fucking a huge portfolio at the end of this bull market is probably likely to be masterclass grads and above. And people that do investors, yeah, I'm sure that a lot of you will accidentally make money, and I'm sure a lot of you will accidentally sell your holdings and keep the gains that you've made. But the masterclass grads and beyond will make their money and keep the money on purpose. There's a huge difference between accidentally making money and making it on purpose. And the more work you put in, don't see this game as a gamble, because it's fucking not. There is a way of making sure that you make the correct decisions. Anybody that's been here the OGs, the captains, ask any of the masters, the people that have been here for months and months and years. They can see that I'm consistently making expected positive value decisions over and over again based on data. I am rich on purpose. You will be rich on accident, maybe, if you're fucking lucky. But that's not good enough for me. I will never become rich on accident, right? It needs to be done for sure. The majority of you watching this, if you do not come back every day and take this game seriously, will probably just give all of your gains back to the market, and you will waste this cycle, and you'll have to go through another one if you're even able to get access to it after the CBDCs lock you into whatever fucking regimes they have, and all the wallets are controlled by the government, and you have to KYC your fucking butthole, and they have to anal probe you on a daily basis because you didn't make enough Bitcoin and join the Citadel with me. My butt won't be getting fucking anally probed. My butt will be fucking secure. Your butt won't be. This is the fucking reality of the bullshit that we're going through. And I just realized that you all probably didn't see the things I was drawing on the screen there, but yeah, the amounts of people that make it through from these roles to here and beyond is fucking atrocious. I mean, look at the difference between how many investors we have. Almost 20,000 investors and only 2,000 of them get through. We have a fucking 10% graduation rate from investor. And I know exactly the mindset that comes in here when you get your investing role. 90% of people, I know what it is. You probably all get to the end of the masterclass and you reach the exam and you go, you know what? I know it all. I've seen all the lessons. I know everything that Adam has to teach me because, of course, everything he's ever done is in the lessons. There couldn't possibly be any other information that I'd have to learn. You're trying to scrape together everything in the lessons to understand what it is. Bro, we're talking about mastery of an activity that can make you an infinite amount of money. There is no upper limit on how much information that you should be trying to extract from me. This is the reason why when you get into post-graduation, here, let me show you. It's the reason why when you get into post-grad, you have all of these channels. Look, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. Then you have master resources. And it just keeps going and going and going. And these guys take their game fucking seriously. And you can be like that too. Or not. Now, back to the chat channel questions. Let's see what else people have to say to me. Yeah. Right. Yes, it is the same lap say you were talking to. Sorry, I finally reached the masterclass. Maybe that's why you don't remember me. Good to see you. Why do you always ask the weirdest questions? Maybe I should just ban Unjust. Oh, dog. Adam, I happen to be learning about Z-scores and probability in school, and the way you explained it in masterclass helped me in my exam more than the info the teacher gave me. Legend. Gee, glad, bro. And you know, it's probably because I went through the same shit. I think once BTC it's 100K, everyone in the world will be looking at it and it'll cause it to skyrocket. Yeah. Well, obviously, that's what I mean. I've fucking told you this. Price is sentiment, basically. Man got 14 colognes and a shitty laptop. When is Adam Cologne showing up? Yeah, make sure it's a bottle of Dolce & Gabbana, light blue intense. 18 years old, busting rod, love the hard work. Wish I could be rich doing this instead of trying to work on a laptop. Yeah, that is what it is. Been there and done that, mate. Been there and done that. More so putting the conduits through the slab, but anyway. How soon can we see the effects of China? Right now. Like it's already happening. I don't remember who posted this, but if we pay attention and focus. Yeah, that's basically it. The goal, right? And in case you guys don't understand, the goal is to get through this middle bit as fast as possible. I was talking to a student in person about this the other day when he came up to me and said hello. I was like, the normal model is more than just a fucking probability model, right? It's also a model of how your educational process works. You go through a phase of not knowing fucking anything, and then you go through, the masterclass or whatever, and you know too much, and you're like, oh my God, and you literally feel and look like this dude. You're crying because you're stressed out so much by all the different shit that you're learning, and you can't handle it, and you're like, when will it ever end? But you eventually come down the other end of the curve, and you keep what is useful, and you enter a phase of informed simplicity, which is this guy here. Now, the reason why most people never reach a phase of effective informed simplicity, which is where I am at, is because most of you fuckers give up at the exact peak of this model here. When you become this dude. When you become this dude, you go, well, it's too fucked. It's only got... See, from your perspective, it's only gotten harder to make money since you joined this campus. Right up to the point at which you start realizing that there are certain principles that are more relevant to you than other principles. And after you know all the stuff that you need to know, you can begin to trim back a little bit and keep the things that are relevant to you, right? This is like what happened with me with trading. You fuckers don't think I can day trade? Mate, I day traded for fucking years. I know everything about candlestick patterns and fucking wedges and price patterns and volume profiles and fucking stop hunting and all this shit. I know a whole bunch of shit about this, right? It's not that I don't know it. It's that I understand that it's fucking, for me, it's completely pointless and not effective at all. So I just completely eliminated it from, and also algorithmic trading using C#. Many years ago, I used to do short-term algorithmic development using C#. threw that in the bin as well because I realized how pointless it was. You learn things and then you throw them away and you keep what's relevant. I still have the understandings from those experiences and I took what was relevant with me, like 1% of those experiences. The esoteric, incredibly unique insights I have are taken from going through this same process of like trying to master something and then basically saying, okay, well, that's not for me, and then throwing it away. A lot of you fuckers are so hard trying to minimize the amount of effort that you put into things that you never reach this point that I'm at where you can take away gems because you're so concerned with trying to minimize your effort input. I try and maximize my mastery and energy input into different things and become absolutely obsessed with trying to figure them out so that I can reach points where I can take a gem out of it. Eventually, I've got a huge amount of gems and no garbage left. It's like panning for gold. Could think of a million different metaphors, but anyway, get through it, see it getting harder, get to the end of the masterclass and be like, okay, this is the point of maximum effort, and then get through the other side. And after you've got your SDCA portfolios, your TPIs, your RSPSs, obviously level 4 is quite hard, as most people would, as most masters would agree. It kind of goes like this. That's level 4. But once you reach over here, you know exactly what you're doing. Or at least you know what not to do. Pleb's going to give Prof. Adam a heart attack before the next bull run. Bro, my blood pressure is so fucking high. When I went to the doctor's the other day, he was like, holy shit. And then I was like, hold on, just give me a minute to relax. And so I tried to relax and it was a little bit better. I'll lose my mind if I see another question about the halving. Mate, Apex, bro, the cadence of halving questions is going to exponentially increase towards the halving. Yes, I will. I believe I'm going to Canada at some point this year. I have a couple of very good friends that live in Canada that I need to go and see. Hey, Professor Adam, what, in your opinion, causes the most retardation amongst your students? Laziness. Laziness, honestly, and a belief that there's something here that's going to instantly make you rich with no effort, which is just another dimension of laziness. Laziness is the scourge that destroys everybody. How many times, I mean, I keep repeating myself over and over and over again. Hard work was the hack all along. Everybody wants to know what the rich person hack is. How do I become a millionaire? Adam knows something that I don't know. I need to take it from him, and it's hidden somewhere within this fucking course. It's hard work. It was hard work all along. It is doing what's required of you. That was required from you all along. That was what it took to become rich. Just do the fucking work. Have you ever traded stock options? Yes. I had 10 K1 fights and 1 MMA where I reached first place. Holy shit. And no money and I still have no money. That's why I'm here. Yeah, I understand why you have no money with a record like that. However, since I focus more on money to provide for family and neglect combat sport, is there any life advice from... Yeah, of course, 100% focused on money. Mate, of course you train as well. Bro, I understand what, I mean, not to your degree. I mean, you're an absolute master at combat sports, obviously, but I've done the fight, right? And I saw enough during that I figured out, I understand why people keep going back and fighting over and over again. I understand why they train so much. The satisfaction you get from mastering combat sports is on another level. It's the best feeling. It's the best of the best feeling. However, if the cost is that it takes up all of your time, then what the fuck? You're already a champion. This may be controversial, but bro, fucking stop fighting so much. Just go to the gym and fight a little bit to stay fit and healthy and to maintain your skills and to be a fucking G. Stop fucking going and doing professional fights. Stop doing fight camps. Stop training so much. Make money instead, man. Like, you're already a champion. You've already got an amazing track record. More than 99.99 to the millionth percent of people, men on earth even, right? So, what do you want more? Do you want a career in fighting or do you want money? Make a choice. You can have anything you want, but you have to make a choice. You can't have everything. GM, thank you for all the coursework and guidance you share with us. It's truly life-changing. Are there any habits or tips you have found helpful for maintaining consistently high productivity and allocating energy wisely daily over very long periods of time when you have, for example, a very demanding job? You really have to just hate your current circumstances, man. You have to hate your life. You have to hate it, and you have to want to change. If you're too comfortable in your life, you're not going to make a change. You're just going to sit there. So make sure you're getting enough sleep. Make sure you're getting your your Barocca in. And yeah, bro, fucking hate your life. Like, be like, I want something to change. Because it's only when you're too comfortable that you're sitting there going, it's not so bad. You know, if you're sitting on the couch, you know, it's quiet and you're like scrolling through Instagram, you don't really hate your life that much. Otherwise, you'd be like, I fucking hate this house. I want a bigger house. I want more cars. You know, make something happen. New to the campus. How many days should we be watching it? Every day! Said that less than 1 to 2% of the campus is listening, and only 1% of the entire campus is an investing master. I really enjoy watching your videos, but how much do you normally invest? Okay. My entire net worth is in crypto. It has been for the last 2 to 3 or 4 years. I'm losing track now. Hold on, let me look. How many fucking years has it been? 1, 2, 3. It's been 4 years. My entire net worth has been in crypto for 4 years, right? No money in cash in the banks. So please understand that I walk the walk and I talk the fucking talk. There is no plan B for me. This must work, and I will do whatever it takes to make it work. It is my full focus. There is no alternative. You and this campus and everybody in it, it's a good mix for me because I get to do what I was going to do anyway, which is do crypto around the clock and talk to people about it. Of course, now these days I'm spending a lot of time talking to you people instead of managing my own portfolio and doing discretionary fucking trades and investments and shit, which annoys me a little bit. But I mean, it is what it is. I hope you all understand the opportunity cost to a person like me being in here and doing my best to teach you, even just like 1 hour a day. Like my peak mental capacity of my day is spent in these fucking live streams instead of actively managing my portfolio and making trades and doing research, which could be making me hundreds of thousands of dollars more money, like monthly. So this is the fucking the ideology alignment between myself and Tate. This is giving, right? This is giving, and under the hope that the positive energy and the benefit of my time and my guidance is sent out into the universe, and somehow it's beneficial to me in the long run. Adam does not miss. He's rich on purpose, and his education has made me richer on purpose. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Shout out to Bear, the OG of OG captains and students. Has been here basically since day one. I cannot remember a single day of fucking Hustlers University where Bear was not in here. He was in here day one, basically. Before we were ever called the real world, before anything, Bear was here. That is what's so exciting about it isn't gambling and all their clear principles. Yes. Hey, Prof, what's the current hypothesis? Is the current hypothesis as follows for the SDCA portfolio? Hold through Feb, Lunar, New Year, increase in liquidity, then sell the news, Bitcoin halving? No. SDCA portfolio is a full cycle portfolio. If there is a LTPI short condition or a bear market condition, and we are under like a high valuation of some sort. Like I can't predict where the valuations will go, but if we do end up finding ourselves in a high valuation area and we do have a negative shift in the LTPI, then yeah, I would sell the entire portfolio because that is what's objectively correct. But I don't see that happening. If I could look into my crystal ball, I imagine that's not going to be the case. Brother just popped in when I was saying my butt will be fucking secure. Your butt. Can somebody please make a TPI for the live streams where we calculate the point each streams where it becomes negative expected value and we exit? Yeah. Is anyone extremely confident seeing these figures? I think Adam just complimented me. IMC4. Good. Wondering just how close we are to CBDCs. And once we learned about all this, if we'll be fucked. Prof, I run a business that doubles my money. Cool. About 25% of my net worth is in crypto. I'm trying to decide using math if I should funnel more money into crypto, knowing the yield will likely outweigh a simple 2x invested in the business. Yield. Yeah, crypto does not generate yield. Listen, if you want to make a math-based decision on this, then it is going to be a simple weighted average of the outcomes. So you take the annual expected return on your business and then the annual expected return on your fucking portfolio. And then you pass them through a probability filter. What is the probability of it being successful and sustaining that level of return in the future? And then for both of them, for the business and for crypto. And then, yeah, you can make a risk assessment there and a return probability assessment. You could probably form a ratio between the two of them. So that would look like, if you make 25% per annum and you do that with a 90% probability, then you'd multiply it by 0.9. And then for crypto, say, for example, you believe it's going to go up at 100% per annum. I don't know what the fucking number is. This isn't the number. It's just something that I made up. And you know that it's pretty much going to go up with certainty because liquidity is increasing. Then you would say it's going to go up with 0.99. So the result here would be your fucking probabilistic outcome would be fucking 24% for this one, and it would be 99% for this one. So obviously, crypto is going to be the one with the most potential gains. But then you also need to perform a risk assessment. What about the business? What is the risk assessment of the fucking business on a score from, I don't know. I don't even know what objective number you would use. I suppose the volatility of the business or something. You would have to make an assessment there. Actually, yeah, I don't know what number you would use as the denominator, but there would be the probabilistic expected outcome of your businesses, and then you can make a choice like that. Do you believe with the re-elected President El Salvador, his way of approving BTC? Yeah, sure. Price went up and Google Trends is still trending downwards. This must be a good sign. Yeah. Please take care of yourself and be safe and secure. Best prof ever. I will do my best. Hey, prof. I was just wondering, how come the BTC moves in a huge cycle, but stocks don't follow the same pattern? Well, they kind of do. When I see certain stocks, okay, well, you need to look at the difference between an individual stock and the index. We need to talk about the fucking index like so. For example, let's just take the SPX. We'll see, I'm willing to bet that there is a correlation between Right. Oh, what a surprise. What a surprise. There's a correlation between the stock market and the fucking liquidity impulse. Amazing. What are the chances? Fuck me. Sorry, no ban. Level 4 is the hardest of them all. Yep. Yet, bro, mate, I've been doing this fucking stream. You think that I can be in 2 places at once? You think I've got access to like a fucking tesseract where I can just teleport between realities? Honestly, the questions that people ask me in this place. It's you know why I'm so grateful for this job, because it really makes me understand why I am rich and why everybody else is not rich. This is because there are things that seem so obvious to me, and questions that are just so absurd. I wonder how you all make it. You know, how you even walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. I love you guys, though. I mean, I'm trying my best here. Prof. Adam, I have 20k to invest. Yeah. Follow the portfolio, mate. Follow the fucking signals, you degenerate gambler. Portfolio full of trash. Remember you mentioning Anton Creel, spelled with a K, and you talked about how, just the mindset. Yeah. What were the specific mindset habit lessons that you gained from? Well, it wasn't anything. It wasn't none of these. The lessons, the lesson was that if you take literally, if you like academically, I mean, you have to look at just the fucking raw numbers. There is black and white evidence that tells you if you do the activities that you are attracted to when you are a retail trader and you know nothing about investing and you're just starting out. Those behaviors verifiably will lead you to annihilation. We're talking like studies, like scientific studies that have been done, controlled meta-analyses, where you have all of the traders and investors, and they're tracked over a long period of time, and the behaviors that they have, all the short-term, all the emotional trading, all that type of stuff, and what they look like. And then you have, on the other hand, and this will be part of the peasants versus professionals lesson that I will eventually make one day, sometime. If you pull up the Goldman Sachs corporate reports, which are public information, like required for their stocks to be on the stock market, it has all of the information about their cash flow activities. If you go to the prop trading section of those documents, you will see a distribution analysis of their prop trading activities, which for them is also what we would consider to be investing activities, or like tactical investing activities. And they are all consistently profitable. The distribution of profits within their activities is really great to see. You have a tail that is losses, and then you have the mode and the right-hand tail as being profitable in most quarters. Like most quarters, like 90% of quarters are profitable. And you can see the distribution of return. And these are people that are highly trained, very structured, risk managing, criteria crunching, system developing professionals. They get rich for sure. There is a difference between a professional that takes the activity seriously and a peasant that thinks they can somehow come in with their ego and imagination and fantasy and just think something into existence and just gamble something into existence with no true fundamental understanding of the competition that they're up against. Even the thought, understanding that you're in a market where it's infinitely scalable and anybody can make money as long as they have an informational advantage over somebody else. You should naturally know that in a competitive market environment, you should need to be ultra highly trained in order to extract money from the market. Like better than the Olympics. When was the last time you were ever top 1% at something in your life? This is the level of competition that we need to get at. I am your coach. I can get you there. I am there. You just need to do what I fucking tell you to do. But it's going to be tough. And maybe a lot of you won't have the natural gifts required for it. Not that there are any, because even me in school, I talk about how math is important for this game. I almost failed maths multiple times in my high school before I graduated. So I needed tutoring. My parents needed to get me a fucking math tutor because I couldn't understand a lot of shit. And then when I went to university, I was like, well, I'm going to learn stats and math because I understand that it's related to money. And then I gave a fuck, and then I just motivated myself to do it. You can do anything you want if you take it seriously. Just take the activity seriously. The role breakdown shows me clearly that people do not take it seriously. And that's your destiny. Your role is your destiny. The amount of time you spend in this campus is your destiny. The amount of seriousness that you take with this activity will reflect in your portfolio balance. It is directly correlated. And that is well with your income and all of these different things. Energy in. Force the universe to give you what you need because that is the way it actually works. It was hard work all along. Hey, Prof. I've noticed when you look at the liquidations on a coin, you tend to ignore the scale on the y-axis. Yeah. No, well, of course it's different from side to side because one side is cumulative and the other side is fucking instantaneous or like by bar. So they're different measurements. Just submitted this transaction with checking gas fees. Oh, welcome to the Ethereum ecosystem. If anybody thinks I know it all here, I don't think I've ever taken a minute. Yep. Hey, Prof. Another day climbing, another dollar. Oh, yeah. Beautiful view, mate. Stay safe up there. Hey, Prof. Before you got into crypto, what did you do for a living to get the cash? That is in the Adam Get to Know Adam podcast. I was an electrician, and that's how I accumulated all my capital that I was going to get and use that for investing. We appreciate all the work you do, but also the time consuming of this campus is also traumatic. Yeah, I remember a few months ago you used to do more videos, share more information, expand. Yeah, well, the bull market is on. That's the reason why. The reason, I don't know, but you got to have more time for personal stuff, Nick. Just saying we're not fools. Again, grateful for you. Well, that's contestable. Yeah, I could. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Will you call me maybe when you come to Canada? Sorry, Pong. I have a rule that I don't meet up with non-war room members. I don't see myself violating that rule, but who the hell knows? We'll see. Anybody know where I can watch the Putin stream? Yes, it's on Twitter. Does the approval of the ETF mean SCX and BTC will become more correlated over time? Yes, I believe it will. I believe that's what it means. But I mean, they already share the same fundamental drivers, so they're already kind of correlated anyway. Hey, Professor Adam, how can I end this debate with some of my family members? Some of them say, like, this is an example of what could supposedly happen if there was a zombie apocalypse and the internet is going to shut off and the crypto is going to get shut off and I won't be able to get... Well, the fuck do you... Okay, typical broke person mentality. Your family is the problem, but also you are the problem. You are the problem as well, that you're engaging in these conversations and that it's bothered you so much that you need to be in here asking me this shit. There is no zombie apocalypse and the internet is not going anywhere. Mate, if the fucking internet was to get shut off, which is the only way that crypto can ever be destroyed by like a solar flare or some shit, you've got bigger concerns than where your Bitcoin is. You need guns and lots of bullets and some way of filtering water. Cause fuck crypto, mate. If there is anything that could cause crypto to not exist anymore, then it would be a massive humankind-wide systemic crisis. So there is bigger issues to worry about. So but do not commit brain power to this, which is a larger point as well. Analyze your life and consider what is a waste of your brain power or not, and whether or not what you're actually allocating your brain power to is fucking bringing you closer to where you want to go. The amount of irrelevant shit that you could potentially wonder about is fucking baffling. Cool. All right, that's the end. I've reached the end of the fucking questions. Guys, thank you for spending your time with me today. Hope you all enjoyed and appreciate my time that I spend with you. The market is pumping. Enjoy it. Don't be surprised if it pulls back a little bit, but over the coming months, things are going to be very good. Enjoy it while it lasts, and make sure you do all your lessons. And that is all I got for you today. Peace out, guys, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
I remember my dreams. I remember my dreams.